Hey everybody, it's Emma. Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share just kind of my go-to everyday, quick, easy summer stuff. So a lot of these products are what I took on the road with me. So this is also kind of my travel makeup. So it's a whole bunch of stuff all together. Now I thought it might be interesting to do this video unedited. If it ends up being incredibly boring, then I will just let it be my travel, summer, easy, blah, blah, blah sort of makeup. Otherwise, let's just get going, shall we? So I have nothing on my face at the moment, except obviously it's clean. I have my CeraVe Day SPF moisturizer on, and let's just dive in. So I usually start with my eyebrows, and I will be using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Taupe. So you get to see all the awkward transitions that I usually edit out. I don't know, might be interesting though. I like watching unedited videos. It's cool to see how long things actually take. And actually, I'd like to see a little bit more unedited videos so that my own expectations are a little bit more realistic. So I usually start with this brow. I'm not exactly sure why. It's usually covered by hair, but there we go. So I'll usually fill in the front part and then kind of draw in the tail. Now, I gave up long ago trying to make my eyebrows even, so I just try to make them look okay. And in the front end, I'll usually kind of, instead of swiping in the usual direction, I'll kind of go down. That was a little trick that I learned from Sharon Farrell, one of her, I think it was a brow specific video she uploaded a while ago at this point. Now this brow has a little less structure, so I will usually for this one kind of plot out the shape and then fill in, and it will still usually end up looking different day to day. And then I'll go through every once in a while and just kind of blend the product in. This is honestly the thing that probably takes the most time. And I usually start with it because, you know, I can certainly, and I do often leave the house without makeup on. But I do like to have my brows. It just, I don't know, something, it's kind of like putting pants on rather than going out in pajamas to me. It just, I don't know, it brings my face together a little bit more. And though today I would really also appreciate some under eye concealer. I thought I slept well last night, but I'm not waking up this morning. So let's, well, I grabbed this just because it's almost done and I want to finish it up. This is the e.l.f. Clear Brow and Lash Gel. You know, I did bring this with me on a few of my trips. It's not something that I use every day without fail, but I'm using it today. So there we go. Next, let's go in with some under eye concealer. So this is the Wet n Wild PhotoFocus concealer in the shade Light Ivory. I think I mentioned in my last video that I'm kind of falling out of love with this. I'm going to put too much on, mostly because I want to kind of use it up. I don't know. There's just, I've been trying to figure out what exactly I don't like about it right now. And I'm not exactly sure. Anybody else have experiences like that where you're not exactly sure what about a product doesn't jive with you, but there's definitely something. So, especially with this kind of makeup, I'm not necessarily putting anything on my eyes, so I'd like to take a little bit of that concealer and just bring it over my eyelid just to kind of brighten up my eyes a little bit and take down any discoloration. Well, not any, but just a little bit. See, like, I feel like, and maybe, nah, I was going to say maybe it's because I'm using my finger to blend this in, but I have the same problem with this concealer using a brush or a sponge to blend it in. I just feel like it kind of blends away. I tend to just kind of press so I can try to keep as much coverage as possible. I don't know. I might just be bored with it, and so my brain is making shit up. It's definitely possible. So to set that, I'm going to use a Real Technique setting brush and my CoverAll powder. This is what I traveled with. I have, I'm going to be updating a Project Pan video. I mean, I'm going through this a lot. See, this is one of those moments that I would have edited out of this video if I was doing that. So setting under the eye and on the lid too. I had my NYX No Filter powder in my Project Pan, but the Wet n Wild is a lot smaller and less clunky, so it's what I traveled with. So now I'm kind of focusing on this powder. So there's a little teaser for my Project Pan. Okay. Now this next step I may or may not have done. My skin isn't quite back to normal yet. I had a reaction to, unfortunately, a Paula's Choice SPF moisturizer. So I just had breakouts everywhere. And they're not quite done. So I am going to go in with my foundation. I've been using and loving the Buxom Show Some Skin foundation. I have it in Tickle the Ivory. If my skin is either I don't care or my skin is maybe behaving a little bit more. I shouldn't say behaving a little bit more. It was my fault not patch testing. I might skip the foundation, and you certainly could. And I've actually been enjoying putting this on with fingers, but for the sake of time, I'm going to use a brush. This is a Real Techniques sculpting brush. So I usually just kind of slap on a little bit everywhere. I usually keep a little bit on my hand just in case there are areas where I like to add a little bit more coverage. This does layer quite well, and it's just the perfect, for me, everyday foundation. I don't really care about, you'll see, you know, I still have quite a few little red marks and bumps, which I'm not going to bother covering up. I don't really care if my skin looks flawless. I just like it to look a little bit more even, which this foundation does beautifully. Looks like skin. It's really, really nice. I like it a lot. And it's a nice summer foundation too because it's very lightweight. We've had a few pretty warm days, so there's the zoom in a little bit. There's the coverage in kind of one swipe, and that's really fine, but I have a little extra on my hands, so that's on my nose. And on the sides here where I tend to be a little bit more red. Just kind of dab with the brush. This is a really great brush to blend quickly. As I just dab, 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 dab. Okay. Now I'm not going to set that yet because I'm going to be using cream products on the rest of my face. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a little while, you're probably sick of seeing these, but this is what I traveled with, so I'm using it. For bronzer, I've been using and loving this Wet n Wild makeup stick It's called a contour, but I use it as a bronzer, and it's in the shade Call Me Maple. I will be blending that out with an e.l.f. small stipple brush. So I tend to kind of do a piece by piece sort of thing. This does give you some time to blend, but I don't want to test that, you know what I mean? So I'll usually bring this up on the top of the cheekbones and blend it in. This does actually blend in quite well over powder too. There's certainly been times where I just automatically powder my face after I put my foundation on. And I'm like, oh crap, I forgot my bronzer and blush and everything. And it blends awesome. I love this stuff. And then I'll take this up. Usually dot it down a little bit. And I just like to move section by section. So I can relax and just kind of focus on the place that I'm working on rather than like, oh my god, but this might dry, you know what I mean? And I find that this, if, you know, again, I'm feeling a little bit better about my skin, just putting some of this bronzer on in these places is enough for me, and I don't really need to put foundation on. Let's do the same thing. You can obviously use whatever bronzer you like. I also have a limited edition, if anyone remembers those limited edition trios that Wet n Wild came out with. It was a bronzer, a blush, and a highlight, all super beautiful. Like, I wish they would just come out with those because I'm afraid to use mine up. That's how good it is. The highlight is one of my favorites that I own. And I just, the quality of it is fantastic. But I'll use that sometimes too. But these are just easy to travel with. I just use the same brush for all of them, which may or may not be great, I don't know. I'll just kind of go back and try to blend in the edges a little bit. And then if I had gone too crazy with anything, I just bring a little bit more of my foundation over top. And then I just want to bring a little touch of it down the nose and on my chin just to even it out. This is always the tricky part that I scare myself every time, but it just blends so nicely, it usually doesn't matter. So it just looks like the sun has been hitting my nose. Which I think I got. And then I'll just dot a little bit along my jawline and blend down towards my neck just to kind of make this a little bit more cohesive. I just find that I like how that looks. I try to blend it almost away to nothing. And one thing I found really interesting about these products is I find that they blend well in any circumstance, but I find they blend better over foundation than they do over bare skin, which is one of the reasons I like using it. Wait, that didn't make any sense. Again, see, I would cut that out. You're going to get to see all the awkward stuff. Anyway, I like these. So for my blush, we're just going to pretend that didn't happen, okay? For my blush, I'm using Floral Majority, which is a matte kind of rosy color. And I'll usually just kind of dab that to the apple of the cheek and blend backwards. Or I'll do kind of the 80s placement. Especially if I'm not using bronzer, I like to bring the blush a little bit more kind of in that bronzer shape. But since we got the bronzer going on, just a little to kind of brighten up the apples of the cheeks. I would love, hint, 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 Wet n Wild to come out with this in kind of a brighter pink without sparkle in it, please. I think that'd be pretty. I also have another one it's in the shade Hustle and Glow. It's very orange, which I like and works well on my skin, and would actually go really well with this that's got going on right now. All right, to finish that off, I'm going to put on some highlighter. This is the NYX Away We Glow Liquid Highlighter in Moonbeam. And I usually just put that on the tops of the cheekbones, as you do, because the rest of my skin will glow enough on its own, especially if it's warm out. I've really been enjoying this highlighter a lot. You can see I'm getting through it, guys. So this is another reason why this has been a really convenient travel makeup, is I can do a lot of this just with this one brush. I have to bring 50 of them. Doesn't mean I don't bring 50 of them, but I don't have to. You see. All right, and the final step is some mascara. So I finally used up my Lash Princess, so now I'm working on the I Heart Extreme Volume, both by Essence. I really like this mascara. The brush could be smaller. That'd be fine. I had a thought, and it left. So, never mind. I don't like when that happens. I'm only 30. I feel like it happens too often. So I'm just hoping that my brain doesn't get worse. Oh, duh. This is going to be super interesting. So what's going on with you guys? It doesn't help because I can't actually talk to you. I have been keeping up with my genealogy stuff. I've gotten in touch with a couple of cousins who are also working on the family tree in a couple areas where I've kind of gotten stuck. So it's been really awesome to chat to these other people who have different information and kind of pooling our resources and our knowledge to hopefully get back a little farther on this particular family line. So that's pretty exciting. And that is it. Now, just for fun, because I'm here and I have a little bit of extra time, I saw a video yesterday where somebody had mentioned the e.l.f. Baked highlighter. I cannot remember who it was. If I remember, I'll do one little bit of editing and put the name here. But she had mentioned that she had some trouble with the baked e.l.f. Baked highlighter. Oh dear, see again? You're gonna see all of my brain farts. Anyway, and it wasn't really working that well for her until she scraped off the top layer. So I want to try that just while I'm here. I'm just using my nail. Super hygienic, I know. Ooh, because she had been saying she had gone to an e.l.f. store, and I'm probably not even in frame. I'm sorry, guys. She had gone to an e.l.f. store to look for some stuff, and the woman there said that they have this kind of coating over the baked things to prevent them from cracking during shipping. It would be great if they said that on the box. They might, and I just didn't read it. But, so I scraped off a little bit. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I might have to take back not liking this product. Let's just get that glow on, shall we? All right, well, that's definitely less natural. Although I don't have too many texture issues at the moment anyway. But I think if you did, this maybe wouldn't be the best highlighter. Although I just realized that I am putting this over cream because I never set the rest of my face. So let me do that real quick. You wouldn't need to. I just usually do. At least through the center of my face. So I'm just using that same CoverAll powder. All right, now we're done. Now we're done. And I really have not been using any lip products, really. I've just not been in much of a lipstick mood for the past couple months. So to keep this realistic, I'm not going to put anything on my lips. I'll usually put some lip balm or something, but that's pretty much it. So that is my kind of current everyday makeup / good summer lightweight makeup / good travel makeup, or what I wore on my travels. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too boring or anything like that. And if you like this kind of unedited, real-time sort of thing, I'd be happy to do more of them. Even though, you know, there are things that I'd like to edit out just to make myself look better, but it's fine. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.